Hi, I'm Richard Benson. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Eatforia. I've been in QSR now for 32 years, 26 of those years in McDonald's. Worked at the Olympics, which was an exciting project. Worked then in the National Operations Department for 4 years, looking after service, drive-through and a number of cross-functional department roles. I then moved into franchising, which was a great experience for me. I then moved from McDonald's into KFC, where I actually worked for a franchisee, so I got to see the other side of the business, where I managed 121 restaurants and the facilities team. I joined Eatforia in September, and I'm currently their Chief Operating Officer. So Wraps and Wings is quite unique, and I think that's one of our biggest selling points as a business. So Wraps and Wings itself forms part of an umbrella underneath Eatforia. We have a number of cross-functional brands. Now, all of these brands will actually be something that the franchisee attains as part of their franchising model. So if I was a customer, I would walk into Wraps and Wings and I would see Wraps and Wings as a standalone brand. But what we do have is a number of online brands from that kitchen covering a number of day parts that work hard to help the franchisee cover revenue across all day parts. Now, to also make that easier, and rather than having a number of kitchens, we have a well set up kitchen that uses cross-functional equipment. We use cross-functional ingredients, and this allows us to have a unique USP versus what other brands out there currently have. So we offer two different types of franchise model, one being a restaurant and one being a takeaway. From our restaurant, we're looking from around about 1,200 square feet to 1,500 square feet, with an annual, probably weekly turnover of around about the 25K mark. From a takeaway perspective, we're looking at a smaller footprint, anywhere from 600 to 800. The reason it can be so small and we can still offer so many brands is that our kitchen works very cross-functionally. We share a number of our SKUs, a number of our equipment, so actually our footprint can be quite small. From an average check perspective, we're looking for a return of around about £15 on a takeaway order and a £24 order from a delivery. We have a really strong team with a number of people from a number of different positions in a number of different businesses. So from an onboarding perspective, a franchisee will apply, they'll go through the kind of process of joining the business. We'll then have robust training processes in place with verifications and certifications to make sure that their restaurants are set up for success, not just short term, but long term as well. So once a franchisee is up and running, it's super important that we're there for them, and I think that's key. I think everyone talks about support, and sometimes a lot of businesses have great support in I suppose, the initial part of that journey. It's important that they're comfortable in what they're doing because we want them to grow with us. So what that support looks like is that shoulder to shoulder, visiting restaurants, spending time with them, rather than just something we're seeing from a head office perspective. Having really strong relationships with our franchisees is absolutely fundamental. I think this isn't about us selling someone a business, this is about a partnership. And that partnership has to work both ways. Us working with them shoulder to shoulder, us touching in, how's it going, regular touch points throughout, but more of a just how's it going. So this is drop-ins, this is auditing, this is come and see us in the office, this is testing in their stores, this is making them feel part of the company. So territories are allocated based on a number of things here. I think one, obviously we know where we've got the white space available currently. So we ideally have a territory map across the UK already planned out. So when a franchisee comes to us and says, I'd like to open in Liverpool, for example, we can see what's already in that area. If it's completely white space, we can lock down that to a certain franchisee. We have a certain radius that protects that franchisee as well. Or we might offer a franchisee a territory. So for example, if someone came to us in Liverpool, we may offer that as a market for them. So there's a number of ways to look at how we divide territories. What we also have and what we also use is a great system called GeoBlink. So we use a lot of data to make us help find good locations and sites for our franchisees. So what that allows us to do is have a real clear understanding of properties, location, and making sure that from a franchise perspective, they get the right property the first time. So we ensure consistency across all of our locations by having a very strong operational team, but a very strong head office team as well to support. So I think it's not always about operational support, as in showing people how things work or how to train or develop their team, but sometimes it's about marketing support. It might even be financial guidance. It may also be about construction and design. From a day-to-day operational perspective, this is about being feet on the ground. This is about shoulder to shoulder, coaching, training, development. Sometimes we learn as much about our business from our franchisees as they learn from us. So it's very important that we actually take the time to be out in the field with them, understanding what their needs are, how that best works for us, and how do we listen to them. And I think that's super important, that we take the time as a business to listen to our franchisees. Yes, we're a very strong head office team, but there's nothing stronger than a combined franchisee and head office team. A high-performing restaurant for me is somewhere where we've got an operator who is, I'm going to say the word obsessed. They are hands-on, or they've got a strong team. They don't always have to be hands-on, but they've got a strong team in place who are driving great fundamentals across QSR, great quality product, good food, good engagement. It's somewhere that you'd want to be. It's somewhere that you would recommend. It's someone where that's your natural go-to. The opposite side of that is when someone doesn't perform, and I suppose what does the opposite side of that look like? Is someone who probably isn't engaged with the brand, and I think that's where, if their engagement isn't there, then standards start to slip, and that's, I suppose, a dangerous curve of what and where that could lead to. So we use data in a number of ways, and we've been collecting data now since 2014. So we're very rich in our data. What we do have is a number of different data pools that we can use in our business. Reporting on a weekly basis. We also do quarterly business reviews where we'll bring our franchise in, we'll go through their KPIs, we'll go through their spreadsheets, we'll go through how they're performing as a whole. We can tell them what opportunities they have as a business and where they can move on and strengthen as a whole. I think it's really important to stay on trend, but to listen to, I suppose, to what's happening not just in our market, but what's happening in other markets, also maybe around Europe as well. Trends are really important to stay ahead of. It's important that we are not only adaptable, but we can pivot as needed. We have a really strong team who bring a lot of different skill sets to our organization. And as such, that gives us the flexibility to be able to move at pace when needed to kind of make sure we are ahead of the game in all aspects. So supply chain for us is something that's super important for us to make sure that our franchisees are safeguarded. They don't need to actually go out and find these products. We have national distribution. We use tier 1 suppliers. All of our products are halal certified. And again, that's one of the key fundamentals of our business. I think the franchisees we're looking for come from a number of different backgrounds. I think while having some kind of foothold in the food industry would be beneficial, it's not essential. I think we're looking for people who are passionate, people who are driven, people who are self-motivated, people that want to take our brand and actually grow with us. And I think that's really key. Having a good passion for what we can offer and what you can do with that business is really important. So our rebranding is going to be massive. It's going to be exciting, it's going to be new, it's going to be bold. For our existing franchisees, it's about the journey. They've currently been part of that journey and they've been successful so far. It's about them now coming on to be part of the next phase of Wraps and Wings rollout. For some new franchisees coming on board, it's important that we don't shy away from where we've come, and I think that's really important. We've got a strong story, we're a family business, but the next stage of franchising and the rebranding now, and as our new franchisees come on board, it's important that, I suppose, we have the right sequence in pace. The rebranding itself is very key to our business and how we grow as a business. To find out more, please book a meeting with our team on the link below.